What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Pokemon Masters EX video. My name is Charlie, and today we are going to cover GHETSIS and KYUREM's moveset, sync grid, lucky skill, team builds that you might want to use with them. And let's go ahead and hop into it, guys. So GHETSIS is going to be a ice type, weak to steel. He's a tech type, but he can be a very effective striker. Which I can't wait, like it's going to be very good. No EX is unlockable for him at the moment, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. And, you know, KYUREM is a really good Pokemon. He's got HP of 28, or his rank is 28. His HP is 651, which is 28 out of all the current sync pairs, which is pretty good. Attack is 327, again, pretty good. Defense 168, special defense the same, 168. So defenses are not amazing, but we can also use him as a legit tech unit for lowering attack and special attack, which is really cool, and paralysis and all that sort of fun stuff. Physical attack, or special attack rather, of 332 or 334 words, and the speed is at 230, so that's pretty good, man. It's not too bad. He's not the fastest unit in the world, but we're gonna build teams around him that are gonna help increase his speed and his defenses, and depending on the type of team that we're doing with him, it's gonna be fun. So first move is Glaciate. Lowers the target speed. 4-gauge move. It's an AoE move. 95% accuracy. So it'll hit the vast majority of the time. We can get on his sync grid an accuracy booster for it, but there are Pokemon and sync pairs that will raise his accuracy as well. We have Noble Roar, which lowers, and it does 155 to 186 damage or power, and it's a special attack. I've been out of it today, guys, so forgive me. But yeah, Glaciate is a very, very powerful ice move. He's going to be the free-to-play ice striker from here on out, unless like Price and Dewgong get an EX unlocked, but we'll see. Noble Roar, which lowers the target's attack and special attack. It is just a it's not like a physical attack move or anything like that. Accuracy of 100 against single opponent. Cost 2 move gauge bars. Dragon Breath, so you can use him. He's mainly going to be an ice type striker, but you could use him. No, I wouldn't even use him. Like, there's other free to play dragon types that are better, so wouldn't even use him as a dragon type. It has a moderate chance of leaving the target paralyzed, so it's really good. That's a very good chance of leaving the target paralyzed, so pretty good. And then Mwahaha, which is the trainer move, which raises the user's critical hit rate, raises the user's special attack by up to 3 stat ranks based on how low their HP is. Really wouldn't worry about that because there are support sync pairs in the game that will raise his special attack for him and raise his critical hit rate. You can raise his critical hit rate, but there's going to be better sync pairs to raise his critical hit rate for him. And you have 2 uses for that, so it's not too bad. The sync move, Absolute Zero Glaciate. The more the target speed has been lowered, the greater the power of this move. 200 to 240 power, depending on how powered up it is. Which you're going to get the 240 because you're going to get the 5 out of 5, 20 out of 20 for free, as long as you play through the story and keep every day just going back and getting the coins. We'll cover that stuff when we do the actual story event in a few hours after the release of this video, so you guys will be able to see that too. The passive skills. Hunter's Instinct. The more the target's speed is lowered, the more it powers up moves. Really good. Glaciate all the way. And Anti-Freeze prevents the Pokemon from becoming frozen. Very cool. Now when it comes to a lucky skill, if you're going to use him as a striker, an ice type striker, which I would recommend, Critical Strike 2, 100%, do it, do it, do it. We will be rolling for Critical Strike 2 in the story event video. But if you wanted to use him as a tech type, he does have Endure on in his sync grid, so you could go with a Vigilance lucky skill as well. But again, Critical Strike 2 probably going to be the more useful lucky skill for him. And as far as team builds go, you could really use, from a free-to-play standpoint, let's see here, because the first one that pops into my head is like Sabrina and Alakazam, but they're not free-to-play. Rosa and Superior, really good for move gauge boosting, special attack boosting. Torchic, really good for special attack, critical hit rate boosting. Let's see here, you could use, because his sync grid does have like Pecking Order and Overwhelm, or Overpower I think it is. So the more the target's special attack and physical attack get lowered, the more it powers up sync moves. You can bring in Viola and Masquerain to use Struggle Bug, which lowers special attack. You could also bring in Alder for Struggle Bug, but going free to play, Viola, Masquerain. I'm trying to think, who else? I mean, of course you would put Skyline Swanna on the team for raising defense and speed, because that's very useful for move gauge refresh rate, raising the speed up, for Glaciate attacking constantly and raising his defenses up, always really good. And Misty, of course, would be really good for special defense increasing, and yeah, increasing evasiveness and letting him self-heal as well. Alright, so, and as far as like non-free-to-play, a good, I mean, Sabrina is really like a perfect companion for GHETSIS, because I'm pretty sure I'm mispronouncing that, by the way. GHETSIS, I'm pretty sure it's GHETSIS. Because of raising critical hit rate, raising special attack and healing all at the same time, pretty much. It's really good. Who else? Who else is really good for him? Oh, Cygnus Suit, Alyssa, and Rotom, special attack, Sync Nuke build, which he has a very insane Sync Nuke, which we will talk about in just a sec, because we're gonna hop on over there, because I'm running out of ideas because I'm tired. That happens. So here, we're only going to cover the 5 out of 5 sync grid builds, because when you get GHETSIS in the event, you're going to be able to, if you play through the event the entire way, you're going to get him to 5 out of 5, 20 out of 20. So we're only going to focus on the 5 out of 5 sync grid builds. And so the first one we have is going to be probably the most used, which is the Glaciate build. This is a pure Glaciate build. And again, with the sync grids that I show you guys, you can take them, use them as a template, and rearrange them however you want to best fit the situation that you're going up against in the game. So with this one, we've got Glaciate. If we go all the way to the upper right-hand corner, Glaciate Cold Snap 2, which has a moderate chance of leaving the target frozen when a move targeting an opponent is successful. So not only when you use Glaciate, you'll be able to lower the entire opponent's team's speed, you'll also be able to do an AoE freeze more than likely, which is pretty cool. We also have special attack plus 10, Glaciate move gauge refresh 3, Sync plus 25, Glaciate plus 3, Sync plus 25 again, defense, going into the bottom right, we got special attack and speed, bottom left, special attack and speed. Then going straight down, we use the Dragon Breath power to get to the other two sync move plus 25. So you're increasing your sync move power another 100 points, so you're essentially doing 340 damage maxed out, which is pretty good. This is really good. So yeah, this is like the preferred build for an ice type striker. Next up, we have more like tech builds, just to show you guys like what the sync grid is capable of. We have Endurance rather, up here in the upper left hand corner. A Mwahahaha MP Refresh 3, Right here is the glaciate +5 accuracy if you wanted to know where it was, but you know, do you really need it? Probably not, because you could use Clefairy as well on your team to increase accuracy. Yeah, there's other Pokemon sync pairs that can increase accuracy. But with this particular build, we're increasing our defenses and speed as much as we possibly can, but we also are doing Noble Roar. This is sort of like a Noble Roar build. When an opponent's stat is lowered, it is lowered by double the stat ranks. This is, of course, like a watered-down version of Champion Iris and Hydreigon. They're a tech unit. They sync nuke really strong, and they have a move exactly like this, where when they lower a stat, it's going to double that. We also have the 2 Noble Roar move gauge refresh 3s, so you can really lower your entire opponent's stats, like, before your first sync move. Like, it's pretty crazy how that's possible. Focus on, like, their strongest striker. He's going to be great for Champion Stadium. Just insane for Champion Stadium. Alright, we'll go ahead and move on to the next sync grid. This one is the Dragon Breath build, if you wanted to do, like, a paralyzed build for him. With this one we have... Ooh, let's go ahead and get this popped up. So we have Paralysis Synergy 3, powers up moves when the target is paralyzed. Dragon Breath Hostile Environment 1, which raises the chance of inflicting status condition with the additional effects of moves, so that would be Dragon Breath itself, which we have the move gauge refresh 3 for. And we also have the Endurance and the Mwahaha MP refresh 3 build in the upper left hand corner there. Pretty self-explanatory, but just to... if you need to paralyze your opponent, that's a really good way to do it. And finally, we have the Sync Nuke build, which is going to be absolutely devastating. I really wish he had a EX unlocked, because this would be really powerful. For this kind of a build, you would want to have, like, team members like Alcremie, who can lower, like, attack and stuff like that, or Alder or Viola for lowering special attack, that sort of stuff. Because we do have Pecking Order, which the more the target's attack is lowered, the more it powers up sync moves. And Overpower, which the more the opponent's special attack has been lowered, the more it powers up sync moves, which are essentially what Noble Roar does. The only problem is there's just not enough energy and sync orbs to get the even one Noble Roar move gauge refresh rate with that sort of stuff. At least with having the double drop on. But if you wanted to, you could do it this way. And you have 4 left over, so you could actually do this. So this is another way you could do it, where you do get the Noble Roar move gauge refresh 6, essentially, because those 2 Noble refresh 3s stack together. But you're not getting the double down, so it's up to you how you want to play that. Of course, if you have Champion Iris, yeah, that would be insane. Both you and Champion Iris just knocking down stats and just sync nuking the crap out of your opponents would be kind of crazy. You might have to try that team out. Okay. But yeah, guys, that is GHETSIS completely broken down for you guys. Let me know what you think about GHETSIS and KYUREM down in the comment section. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you have not already, so you never miss out on any of my daily Pokemon Masters EX content, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later.